There we go. Hello and welcome everyone to episode 47 of the JVology show. My name is Jay Fizzette and I am the founder of JVology, the perfect mix of people, fun, and profit. And we have a phenomenal show for you today. Our dear friend Greg Sanders is going to basically enlighten us all about why traditional old paper business cards are bordering on ridiculous and what we should be doing instead. But before we dive into all of that, let me tell you a little bit, because some of you do not know what JVology is, what we do, how we do it, all those fun, wonderful things. So let me give you the brief rundown. So JVology, the perfect mix of people, fun, and profit, is basically a community where we help entrepreneurs to position their business using joint ventures to create a steady stream of free qualified leads at the front end, a steady stream of recurring passive income at the back end, and to do so with a ton of people that we love, appreciate, and do great work in the world with. Now, how we do that is a variety of ways. We have digital programs. We have a global lounge, which is a global community where we meet a couple of times a month. We have live events. Our JVology Live is coming up on June 11th through 14th online. Comfort of your own home. You can attend. We'll put a link in there. We do one-on-one consulting, done for you work, 1-year programs to redesign businesses, pretty much in the domain of joint ventures. We do it all. One of my favorite things is our JVology Summit, which is our high-end, invite-only community that gets together a couple times a year, just 30 people. And my dear friend Greg was at our last one in San Diego, and I was quite blown away with what he has and what he has created and the impact that it can make, not just in the JVology community, but with everyone. So a couple of things. I am going to play our little intro, and then Greg is going to give us the rundown about EZcard. We'll be right back. Faster than you might imagine. So on that note, so Greg, thank you for being with us. I truly, deeply appreciate it. How are you today?
I'm great, thank you. Thanks for asking.
Awesome. And I appreciate you taking time during the craziness of COVID to come and share with us the power and the significance of EZcard. So why don't you start by giving us like the 5,000-foot view about who you are, what your business is, and how you serve entrepreneurs.
Okay. Hey, thank you, Jay. It's a real pleasure to be here. So I come from academia. My mom and my dad were both university teachers. My dad was a music professor. My mother was a professor of foreign languages, primarily Spanish. And I went through that system. I was a faculty brat growing up and, sailed through school. School was easy for me because I knew how to speak English, right? Why did everybody else use bad grammar? But I didn't realize it was because at home, my parents used impeccable English and all that. I got through graduate school. I taught sociology for 30 years at the university level. And I thought that, felt like that was my only life calling. But all during that time, I've always enjoyed free enterprise. I've enjoyed business. I've been involved in a variety of what was then side ventures. And then 4 years ago, 2016, I had the opportunity to cash in not a significant, but I'd say a modest buyout from the college. They were trying to lighten their load of janitors all the way up through administrators, and faculty had the same opportunities as everybody else. I was 57. I saw no reason why I should take the buyout offer because I still had hopefully life and energy left in me to teach. And then I started thinking, well, what about all those dreams for entrepreneurship that you've had over the years? And I had one idea that just kept coming back to me again and again over about a 5-year period of time. And that is, what about that digital business card thing that you saw, way back when, and that you had this vision of bringing it to communities? Because I saw a digital business card as being a substitute for a paper card for an individual business. That's how it was used at that time. As a sociologist who loves communities and loves bringing groups to life, I thought, well, is there any way to beat the email racket, right? Mm-hmm. Which is like anytime I want to give out information now, I put another little tiny pebble in the huge stream of onslaught of stuff that comes to people's email inbox and just hope they see it. Is there any better way of doing that? So that's
let there be one. Let there be one. Please let there be one.
Yeah, so that's been the journey that I've been on. I felt, there was certainly a way to put content on a smartphone. I saw the world moving away from these widescreen venues and moving into smartphone territory. And I thought, could you put more than just a phone number and an email on a digital business card? Could you put a newsletter? Could you put a video? Could you put notifications? So that's kind of where we've moved into. And now that we've been in COVID country, right, where people have to stay at home, I haven't gotten in my car and left my town for a month. And that's just very unusual for me. I'm usually flying all around the country and so forth. Now I view what we've done to be a great companion product, to Zoom. Zoom is great for the live situation, but how do you get ready for your Zoom webinar, and what do you do on the back end? So now I teach people how to make more money online using our technology and other people's technology in a successful combination.
Well, it's interesting. You know how you the reticular activating system, you start paying attention to one thing, then all of a sudden everything that's like it sort of circles and presents itself. And I literally was just looking at this idea of and just to be clear, I haven't carried a business card in over a decade. Like, it's just like, and honestly, this sounds horrible, and I don't want anybody's business card. It's an additional mechanic. It's something I'm going to have to throw away, or something that's going to sit on my desk. It's like, I have been so done with them for like a decade. Anyway, so then I discovered this, and I have 3 people from radically different communities say, you've got to meet Greg, and you got to find out about EZcard, because in this whole domain, he's the guy. And I thought that was interesting, because I got the reference from CEO Space. I got the reference from Virginia, our mutual friend in St. Louis, and somebody on the West Coast. Who the heck was that? Anyway, so for those of us that, like, we should just maybe back up the bus a little bit. Can you tell us what is so cool about EZcard and this idea that we could do away with those damn cards? By the way, you want to hear a stupid story? So in the COVID thing, we are cleaning. Like, I am, like, at heart, I'm a minimalist. So we're like throwing stuff away clean. It's like, I had a stack of cards, and it's like, no, I just tossed them. And then I discovered the day after, it's like, in that stack of cards was my bank card. So I spent 4 days looking for my bank card. It's like, it had to be in that stack. Anyway, hopefully a new one comes today. But anyway, so tell us about really what EZcard is, if you could even show us. I don't know if there's a way for us to do that. If I make you full screen, what's the best way to get a sense of this?
Yeah, can I share my screen, or can
I you go to town. Share your screen. Totally. Okay. There should be a button underneath there, and you go to town. Take it on over, man.
All right, so let's see if I can find the button. Share screen. Share screen, easiest with 2 monitors. Okay, so application window. I guess we'll do that. Chrome tab.
I see Virginia Mooskies is watching. Hello, Virginia. I understand you're on our on Krista's show a little later today. That'll be awesome.
Okay, so I guess you can see what we're all looking at here.
I'm going to pop that up. There we go. You tell me when you're ready, and I'll get it into the show. Okay, yeah. So can you see the EZcard that I did for our show today? Oh, awesome! Very cool. Can we start with that? Yes, please. Okay, so this EZcard is designed and optimized for the phone. So on a full screen computer, it looks a little bit narrow, but it still works completely. But it's designed for the phone. But this is basically today's event card that we did. What's great about EZcard is, yes, it can be a digital business card. People can call you, text you, email you, and so forth. But it's also a complete mobile website. So in the United States, we combine it with texting technology, so that if you text JV show to 64600 in the United States, then this link is sent right to your phone. Now in Canada, the rules are a little bit different. The JV show goes on the end of EZcard.com. So if you see way up at the top where you put in the website, it's EZcard.com/JV show. So basically, anyone in the world can get to this EZcard.
But
Okay,
in
so
the US,
great. Just bear with me a second, because I would really like for people to be able to, because lots of people watch this afterwards. So what is the text number? And I'm just going to put it in the chat so that people don't miss that. The text in the US.
oh yeah, so the text in the US is JV show is the message, and the number that you put at the top is 64600. And
I'm sorry.
it's on the screen right here. If you can see this.
Is
There's the
JV show, that's all caps, yes?
it doesn't have to be all caps. It's displayed as all caps, but it doesn't matter. It's not case sensitive.
Okay, and the number one more time. I'm sorry, just because you're on my computer, you're on my TV screen about 8 feet away, and I can't make out the number.
646.
Yep.
00.
There's awesome. Okay.
Yeah.
And then in Canada.
Then in Canada, you go to EZcard, and EZ is spelled with 2 letters, E and Z. So EZcard.com/JV show. And that, of course, stands for JVology show. So JV show.
Is it okay? Perfect. That way people can access it while we're going on. I didn't want to derail you, but I wanted to make sure people could actually see it and feel it and touch it.
No, exactly. Yeah, and from your perspective, or let's say that you're doing a webinar. I'm putting your audience in your shoes now. If you're doing a webinar, you can create an EZcard for your program, your webinar, your show, whatever it is. And you can always be announcing, hey, text this keyword to this number. And what happens is that when you do that, you have an immediate metric of how successful your appeal, your pitch is to people. Because if you get 20 people doing that, the 20 people were moved enough by what you shared to activate your keyword. And then you get their phone numbers and usually their name and email as well, if it's publicly available, as soon as they do that. And then you can tie it into email or a CRM, because this is a legal way of being able to stay in touch with them through text messaging. Now they can always just put STOP, please stop, and then you're off the list automatically. But just by virtue of texting this keyword to the short code, they have given you permission to send them permission and stay in touch with them. And then, like, I'm just opening these different pages on the EZcard. You can see that here are all the details. And so we put this out on our social media and on our Facebook. So, like if you send a text message, you can't really put a lot of information into a text message, but you can say, click this link for more details. So that's why the EZcard is great. It's easy to come into our platform and add more content. You can go in yourself and update any information that you have on it. So this is the EZcard that we did for you. If people want our technology, if they go to get your own EZcard and they buy through your EZcard, then you as an affiliate will receive a commission for them purchasing their EZcard. So we have a revenue sharing program, and that's kind of what we're doing with you. And that's one of my tips for people. If they want to earn money online, find helpful technologies, especially ones that are willing to share the profit with you. Now, there are a lot of great tools out there like Zoom and so on, various technology products that do not have affiliate programs and do not share any revenue. So you can recommend them to people. But if you have a tool that's very useful for people that also puts money in your pocket, everybody's looking for an online business right now. And if Jay, I could just show them really quickly my EZcard. All I have to do to go to my EZcard is swap out JV show, and I put the letters E and Z. So EZcard.com/EZ, and you get to my EZcard, and you can kind of see on here if you just want to find out what an EZcard can do. I mean, here's a small business spotlight that I was a guest at on Saturday. I threw the video on there for people. We have all the different features of the EZcard. People can find out, yes, you can put a calendar on your EZcard. Yes, you can put a shopping cart. You can put a directory if you have any kind of a group and you want to put a directory of members. It's like an electronic phone book. You can put slideshows. like this on an EZcard. You can put pictures of food if we ever get to go out and eat again in a restaurant, right? Home delivery.
You know what? I always swore I was never going to take food pictures, but I might at the end of this. It's like, I'm out of the house.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh, great,
And you can go through Facebook embedding. If you have a radio station or audio or podcast, we can put live streaming into the EZcard, and so on it goes. So I'll go ahead and stop sharing, but that's a quick little overview of what we do with EZcard.
So in essence, like looking at it, it really does look like we're talking about fundamentally all of the capacities of a website we can do in a tight little package that leads with contact information, but becomes so much more.
Yeah, that's the idea. You need the flexibility. You need the content flexibility because your business is different from everyone else's business. So why should your digital business card look just like everybody else's digital business card? It ought to be malleable and to be able to be shaped with the content, whether it's video content, if you have any kind of a lead capture device, a survey that you want people to fill out. And then if you have other things like Facebook and LinkedIn, and you need one place for people to start to go to all that other stuff. Otherwise, you're sending them all these different links and they get confused. Which one do I click first? The EZcard focuses their attention. You could go step 1, 2, 3. Here's exactly what to do. And then if you want more information, here's where to go for more information.
I love that. Now, my brain is just going, and you and I talked about this briefly while we were out on a pirate ship.
That's right. I remember that.
So we have, of course, COVID, and I'm just trying to think of unique applications for this. So we're doing our JVology Live, which is, for those of you who don't know, it's basically a joint venture event with training, and we teach you, what to do, how to do it, and then we give you the who to do it with. There's approximately 200 people on our online process in June. Now, I wonder, and I haven't. I wonder, because we're trying to do a better job at connecting the people, because they're going to be at home in the comfort of their own couch, right? Mm-hmm. We're trying to do a better job of connecting people, and I do wonder if in this circumstance, because I didn't really like it for the live event, because I actually wanted people to have to go work a little bit, have to go connect. I wanted them to go shake hands. I wanted them to give them a hug. I want like all those sorts of things. And then if they want ongoing access in the community, then they come over to the Global Lounge. So in the live event, it was like, oh, I'm not sure that we should go through all that time, effort, and energy. But I tell you what, I'm thinking in the home event, having that roster built in for the event might be actually the perfect and ideal way to give them more traction.
Yeah, what's great about that is, the more passive your webinar, the less successful you're going to be at selling anything or giving out a message or whatever. The more engaged your audience is in what's going on, and the more interactive with each other they are, the more successful that webinar experience. And it will set you apart from the legion of webinars that are available right now, because everybody's doing a webinar right now. You need something that makes yours distinctive. So our directory system is actually what I call self-populating, meaning that if you're running a webinar and people want to add themselves to the directory, they just click a link and they can put in their information, and boom, up pops their profile. That gives them a very interactive activity to do during the webinar if they want people to know about themselves and to connect with themselves. And if you think it through, you can do preparation on the front end and say, hey, put a little profile of yourself, a little paragraph explaining what is your unique value proposition. Why should people do business with you? You could get that all ready to go ahead of time, put it on a Word document, and then when you do the live event, they can copy and paste that into the directory. So when people open up their profile, they can find out all that stuff, right? All right. You just say, hey, you don't get to put yourself on there unless you attend live. You can do it any way you want to.
You and I are going to have to talk more about that for the JVology Live coming up here. Because our VIPs, we're also doing a little video interview for each of the VIPs to help feature them to be seen more and for people to understand what's going on there. In that same profile, could we post the little intro video as well?
Absolutely. You could put little videos. People could put their own little intro videos there.
I love the flexibility of this thing. So can you give us a good example of you showed us yours, But what have like your favorite clients that has really been using this well, that has put a fantastic and unique case use together for it?
Sure. Yeah.
And by the way, gang, my interviews are always unplanned. So, so I'm putting Doug on the spot a little bit, but it's just like, as my brain is going down this road of unique ways to use it, it's like, so what are other cool ways people have done it is what's on my brain.
Yeah. Well, let me share my screen and I'll show you some, let me get back to it here. Share screen. So one thing I've done is in my own EZcard, we actually have a directory of other EZcards, best EZcards and networking the network. So so I'll just, okay, so Virginia Muskies is my tie to you, right? She invited me.
Yeah. Well, in fact, I just popped up her comment as well. I don't know if you can see it just yet. It says, cool idea. Anyone in the room who has EZcard can build out their JV pitch there and it could be included in the event card. Can't it, Greg?
Absolutely. Yeah, yeah, because that's what Virginia is doing with her. Virginia is a great case example of how to use EZcard. And she has some EZcards for her networking groups where people, all that stuff that people have to do to get their vision together and to get all their strategy together, she has them put that homework and then post it to their EZcard because it makes it very publicly visible. And then when they get feedback, they can go in and change it and go click save and boom, it goes live. Again, and people can see the changes of all the people that are, doing their work. This is, I'm involved in a BNI group in Edwardsville, Illinois, and if you click on their link from my EZcard, it goes to their EZcard. But, every BNI group in the world right now and every other networking group has to meet online. So we put the details right here, the link for our Zoom session is right there, and so people, they don't have to hunt through an email to find out where to go to get to that meeting. They're running a challenge, a little contest, so it's like a news bulletin board, right? They're putting here who's ahead and who's in second place for their challenge. We just started this member event calendar, and where people can post any webinars and things that they have going, where other people can see. And I see that we had some last week which have expired, but you just click right there, add your event right here. There's a code you put in. So if you're a member, you put in the 3-digit code and you can add your event. So weird people aren't posting weird things there, right?
Hey, just on that note, you were saying about not having to look around for links. So how does the EZcard show up on my phone? Is it like its own independent app, or how does that look? Because I don't know that part, Greg.
Yeah, let me share that with you. So let me get back to the screen where I can see myself. Okay, all right. So here is the way that okay, on my phone you have all these apps. So EZcard essentially becomes an app on your phone. Your EZcard. So my EZcard is right there. When I click on it, it just opens up. Boom. Okay. There it is.
But when you send it to me,
yeah,
then how does it show up on my end? Your EZcard.
When I send it to you, I have 4 different ways I can send it to you. All of them come in as a text link. Well, one comes in as an email. The rest come in as a text link. It says, hey, Greg Sanders sending you a text. You open up your text and it's like, hey, click right here to get my EZcard. You click the link and boom, up pops the EZcard. And then you just save it to your home screen with 3 little steps. And it's like, you don't have to go to the app store. You just add to home screen, confirm, and boom, it just pops right on your home screen. So when you want to know all the group information in the future, you just go to your home screen, you go click, and there's your group bulletin board right there. There's the group EZcard.
Got it. Okay. I look forward to that, because that's that whole piece about finding stuff, right? It was like, if it lands in email, like for all intents and purposes, it might as well go into a black hole of hell in my world. It's like there's just zero opportunity for anything to happen there. But if it's an icon on my phone, hell, all good. That's awesome.
Right.
Love that. Okay. So that's a great case use study. So give us a ballpark. So how much do these things cost? Because I know, when I said that I started paying attention to this, and all of a sudden there was a whole bunch of them circling. there's a huge range, not just in the capacity, but in the price points of these things. So if somebody was wanting to get into this realm and to do away with printed cards and all of those elements, what are they talking about?
So think $1 a day as a good standard. So
Okay.
our premium EZcard, which includes lead capture, the texting system, and all of that, is $350 for the whole year.
Yeah.
And if there's also a monthly plan, which boils down to about $25 a month. So again, it's less than $1 a day. The monthly plan, you pay $130 up front, but that's so that we can, because we build it for you. You don't have to go in there and have a blank shell and you have to figure it out. When you purchase, you get a little survey. You tell us what you want on the card. You give us a link to all the resources you have, and we build it for you. We deliver it for you. So that's done on the front end. A monthly plan, you pay about $25 a month. Annual plan, it's $350 for the year. So it's less than $1 a day either way.
That's awesome. Absolutely awesome. Okay, cool. So given that this is new technology that I'm still learning about, what haven't I asked you yet that I should?
I would just encourage people to think of their work process and how EZcard or any technology fits into their daily work habit. I don't know about you, but there have been a lot of times when I purchased things because I thought, what a cool idea, but because I did not think about how will it change the way I do business, it sat unused on the shelf or unused on my computer. If you can see yourself when people call you and say, hey, give me some information about what it is you do, if you can see yourself as changing your habits and actually sending them a link to the EZcard, what happens is if I had 50 people contact me this week, I end up with 50 names in my contact manager in my EZcard back office, as opposed to me just giving people information and losing track of it. So if you can think of how that goes into your workflow, or you want to publicize a webinar on Facebook, you say, text this keyword to this 64600, or click this link and get my EZcard. If you can see as that being an alternative to just sending emails and just relying on people hunting through their email inbox, then I think EZcard is a fantastic tool for them to consider.
And this brings up something else as well that I think is important. So you guys have your own sort of back-end EZcard process and system, but for those of us that have, I've spent a decade on Infusionsoft and have, let's just say some investment there. But you can make all of those things talk with an existing back-end CRM with a little bit of extra coding and what when we talk about a very fair service fee to make sure that our data gets aggregated and is kept in the same spot.
Absolutely. And for about $2 a day, we have our own CRM, which works well with EZcard, and it does everything Infusionsoft does for a better price point, and it's simpler to operate. So if people are interested in that kind of automation, we would love to talk to them about that as well. But even without the extra CRM, having the text messaging capability, it's like a mini CRM that's text message based rather than email based. In a way, it's an even more effective solution for people that just want to get into that realm, because people notice text messages far more easily than they notice emails. And you can drip on people. You can send out a message to everyone, or you can find one person or a group of people and just send them a text message through our system. It can be segmented and everything. So it's kind of like a mini CRM that's SMS text based.
Interesting. And the last thing I read, and I have no idea if this is still true or not, but in terms of broadcast emails, is that the open rates are getting 10% and under, and SMS is still like 96% and above, or some. And those are old numbers that I didn't do my own research, but I'm just repeating, just so we're all perfectly clear. But I mean, that's a monumental difference.
Yeah, and what's great about it is that people actually respond to text messages. If they don't want it, they put stop and they're off their list, which sounds like a weakness, but it's not really. Because what happens with email is there are a lot of people that get emails and they don't say unsubscribe. So you send out 1,000 emails and you get maybe 200 people actually opening them and reading them. Wouldn't it be nice when you send out 100 messages if everybody that sees it either wants to see it and reads it and responds to it, or says stop? right? You want to have a good, clean, tight list. People tend to respond to text messages. They tend to ignore emails.
Yeah. So just to back that up, so I just opened up my my email thing. So in my email inbox, I have 47,128 messages that have not been read, and in my SMS, I have 34. So that's a pretty loud.
True.
Yes. Perfect. Okay. Well, here's the thing. From my perspective, I am like really thrilled to discover more about this. We are absolutely going to figure out a way in which we can embed and utilize this to feature clients for JVology Live. And any of the rest of you, if you are interested in this process, please use the link that is in the chat window, and you'll get to go and see one of the cards. If you go to the EZcard.com/JV show, that will work in Canada. The text message will work in the US. And if you're ready to do this, to me, these are, again, I'm doing my best to bring great community members to the rest of the JVology community and the rest of the world to help build better infrastructure, to help build better positioning, to help get our system set up while we have this global pause. And to me, this is just one of those brilliant ways to begin to move away from the diminishing open rates of email and get strategically positioned to reach people more strategically, more powerfully, and to communicate in a way that people actually receive the message. So on that note, Greg, I just want to thank you for being here. You've got the last word. Anything you want to add to that?
No, I just hope that people, remain positive during this time. I know that it's a bummer being at home and not being able to go resume your normal life. But when we come out of this, we're going to have some skills that are much stronger in the area of doing online business. And I think that that's going to be one of the positives that emerge for virtually every type of business. So all the brick and mortar stores thought they would never need online technologies ever. And now virtually every business in the world knows that it's necessary. So everyone be safe and be well.
Yes. And, sometimes these difficult times nudge us in the most appropriate directions. All right, my friends. Thank you so much for tuning in to the JVology show. We will see you here again soon. If you want any information about joint ventures, JVology, how to build a great community of people that are going to serve and support getting your message out in the world, be sure to check out JVology Live. And you will, by the way, if you register there, you're going to get some front lines experience with the card, because we're going to figure out how to make that happen. All right. Thanks again. We will see you soon. Bye-bye. Oh, got to hit the end of the broadcast.